You burst onto the scene in a flurry of shrill cries, blinding lights, and confused parents doing their best impression of Home Alone Kevin's iconic "oh no" face. Congrats, you're a baby. Your job? Mastering the fine art of human survival, crying until someone feeds, burps, or changes you. And here's the kicker. Everyone around you is ecstatic about it. You're the boss, but you're also the intern who doesn't know what a stapler is. Babies are essentially like Baby Yoda minus the Force. You point at something, and it miraculously comes to you, whether it's a toy, food, or a very stressed out parent. And when it doesn't, the waterworks rival Niagara Falls. Life at this stage is simple but utterly chaotic. Congratulations! You've upgraded to the walking disaster stage. You can now move and talk, making you an even bigger threat to society and to your parents' sanity. This is the time when your fashion choices are dictated by whatever looks most like a superhero cape, and your verbal skills are limited to saying no louder than a stadium full of American football fans. Your primary hobbies include asking why until someone's eye twitches and drawing on walls like you're the next Banksy. But life's not all crayons and sugar highs. This is where the seeds of frustration get planted. You'll try to build a Lego tower taller than you, only to watch it topple over like it's auditioning for a role in Jenga. The movie. Your tantrums could give Oscar-worthy performances a run for their money. You're basically living the plot of every season of The Bachelor, emotionally invested in everything, capable of collapsing into tears over something as small as a broken cookie. By kindergarten, you've acquired new skills, counting to 10 and learning that the floor is lava. School becomes your gateway to a world of scribbles, playground politics, and the eternal question, who gets the last red crayon? Oh, the school years, a time when you begin to realize that life isn't just juice boxes and Saturday morning cartoons. Enter homework, spelling tests, and the existential horror that is group projects. You learn that some people, like Karen from second grade, have zero chill and will throw you under the bus faster than you can say Dora the Explorer. Here you also encounter the first true nemesis of your life, math. Math is that one video game boss that nobody can beat without using cheats, but society insists you try anyway. By the time you reach long division, you're basically in a complicated relationship with your calculator. And let's not forget gym class, a gladiatorial arena where dodgeballs rain down like missiles and your survival depends on how well you can avoid Chad, the kid with a cannon for an arm. Welcome to the teenage wasteland. This stage is a confusing mix of hormonal hurricanes, social hierarchies, and questionable fashion choices. Suddenly, everything is either the most important thing that's ever happened or a cringe-worthy nightmare. Middle school is a gauntlet of braces, bad haircuts, and trying to find your social niche. High school is where you learn that life isn't fair because Jennifer, who can barely spell cat, somehow got cast as the lead in the school play while you're stuck clapping in the background as Tree. You'll go through phases like listening to emo music that convinces you nobody understands your pain. Newsflash, millions of other teens do. And spending way too much time perfecting TikTok dances that will age like milk by the time you're 25. Crushes come and go, but each one feels like a Shakespearean tragedy. One minute you're Bella Swan in Twilight, convinced this is true love, and the next you're binge-eating ice cream because Brad liked your best friend's Instagram post. Adulthood. The training wheels are off, and it's time to learn adulting. The most advanced multiplayer real-life game that's perpetually stuck on expert mode. You get your first taste of independence, which means realizing laundry doesn't just do itself, and bills arrive faster than Amazon Prime orders. You're trying to build your career. Dating is chaotic. Friendships become fewer but truer, with the kind of people who'll show up with pizza when you text, rough day. Your 20s are when you master the I'm fine face. You suddenly realize that rent is due every month. Who came up with that system? And taxes aren't just a myth adults use to scare you. Every decision feels monumental, like picking the wrong major or dating someone who refers to themselves as an influencer might end your entire arc. The corporate world is a maze of meetings that could have been emails and office coffee that tastes like regret. Welcome to your 30s, where you finally discover that the hero of adulthood is actually routine. The drama dials down, and life takes on the comforting predictability of a sitcom. You start appreciating a good night's sleep more than a late night out. Netflix becomes your therapist. By now, you might have a house, a family, and a job title that doesn't make you want to throw your computer out the window. On good days. This is the time when your social calendar starts to fill up with kids' birthday parties, PTA meetings, and endless weekend trips to Costco. If you thought The Sims was intense, try managing real-life responsibilities while remembering to pack your kids' lunch. Here come your 40s and 50s, the years where you're comfortably seasoned. You might start yelling at the news like it's going to answer back, or develop hobbies like woodworking, baking sourdough, or running marathons you'll regret halfway through. You realize that deep down nobody knows what they're doing, and that's oddly comforting. If you're lucky, you've accumulated a network of friends, dishing out wisdom and sarcasm over wine. And then there's the midlife crisis, a special kind of existential panic that makes you consider buying a motorcycle or taking up DJing. Your 60s and beyond. At last, you've reached the sage stage of life. You've seen things, you've done things. You can offer advice nobody asked for and tell stories that start with "back in my day," which will make younger generations groan, but secretly respect you sometimes. You're basically Yoda at this point, minus the lightsaber. By now, you've leveled up in life. Retirement, the game's final DLC. You've unlocked the ultimate chill mode, meaning more time for hobbies and grandchildren. No more alarm clocks unless you're one of those people who still wakes up at 5 a.m. for fun. You finally have time for hobbies you only dreamed of. At this point, you're a grandparent, which means you get to spoil kids with sugar and stories that may or may not be 100% true. You're basically Gandalf with extra cardigan sweaters. Your biggest flex? Napping anywhere, anytime, even in a chair that's more decorative than comfortable. Your phone is filled with photos of your grandkids, cat, or prized begonias. You've developed a keen interest in weather patterns for no apparent reason, and, "Oh, we really needed that rain," is now a phrase you say unironically. You swap stories with friends at the community center about how you once got lost in a Costco for 2 hours, but came out with the best deal on a 12-pack of salsa anyone's ever seen. You now spend time gardening, golfing, or working on a project car that's more of a money pit than a hobby. But life has its moments of rebellion still. Maybe you'll start a podcast or take up painting. Life can still throw curveballs like the aches and pains that make you sound like an old pirate every time you get up. When the final credits roll, you hope your legacy is full of love, laughter, and moments that make people smile. Maybe someone will remember you for your dance moves at that wedding when you pulled off the worm.